When you think about your most embarrassing moment, you probably think of something from your childhood. The thing is, people probably already forgot about it a day, a month, maybe even a year after it happened. What I'm about to tell you is something so publicly humiliating and something so wonderfully awkward that people I know still ridicule me about it to this day. And, well, anyone who knows me knows how bad it was. This is the beach party story. So if you didn't know, I was born in Manila, right here at the island of Luzon in the Philippines. However, due to some circumstances in my life, I had to move here in Maasin City, on the island of Leyte. Now, being in a fishing town surrounded by ocean everywhere, you can bet that this place is surrounded by beaches. And those beaches will inevitably have hotels in order to boost tourism. Of course, being a tourist area, everything is inflated just enough so that rich people think that it's a great value and people like me try to stay away from it. I mean, there's already a ton of beaches in the surrounding area, albeit occupied by the locals, which is probably something that the tourism board wants to avoid. I mean, capitalizing the ocean? Sure, whatever floats your boat, which coincidentally is also the ocean. After living there for a while, I eventually wanted to give in to the tourism. Having gone to a private school, it's always a competition to see who can hold the biggest and most expensive gatherings or parties. You see, there's a hotel slash beachfront resort not too far from where I lived called Jamie's Beach. And boy, was it a dream destination, as good as any beachfront 5-star hotel can get. I remember being there at one point and enjoying everything and anything I can get my hands on. I mean, I don't remember much of it now, but I'm pretty sure I acted the way any 8-year-old would act in a place filled with fancy hallways and giant chests. Bingo! I wanted to hold my birthday party at Jamie's Beach Resort, and I wanted every single one of my friends from school to go. I fantasized about holding my party there ever since I thought about it, sipping grape juice, hanging out with all my friends around the hot tub. So the very next day I whispered it to one of my friends who I hoped would spread the word all over school. The bigger the audience, the better. And eventually it reached the girl I had a crush on, Brenda, who we'll hear more from in the coming stories. Soon, I was holding a gathering of maybe couple people in the courtyard. I was so confident that it will actually happen that I forgot the most important thing. I need to let the people know who can pay for it about my plan. So I went to my dad, told him my plan, and it overwhelmed the hell out of him because of how many people wanted to attend. But he was happy that I was thinking bigger and richer. It might just have been a little bit over the top. Too big of a party, too soon of a notice. And you'll see why. He nods and agrees to my request, given that I fulfill a request in exchange, and that is to get a 90% or higher on my math final. Because, well, I wasn't the best at mathematics back then. Even today, I'm still bad at math. I mean, I don't even know why I took pre-calculus in my senior year of high school. So we shake on it, and I studied nonstop for the final for a week, and boom, I hand my dad the paper that says 95 on it, and I yell as loud as I could shove it in his face that I was successful. And every night, the vision of the bombest party of the century was getting clearer and clearer. So about 2 days before my birthday, my dad decided to make a really big business decision, which set us back from being able to afford the resort for the day. My dad broke down the price and how much we had, and let's just say we were not able to afford it. Instead, we had to go to the public beach next door. No resort, no hot tub, no giant fancy chessboard. I accepted my fate, but I did not accept having to tell everyone at school, and especially not Brenda. So I held off telling everybody until the day I told everyone to gather at the park across the street from the school, and we will pick them up at 9 a.m. sharp. And I emphasized the importance of being on time. So the next morning, it was the day of the party. I woke up at 7:30 a.m. to the smell of everyone cooking, plenty of food for plenty of people. I mean, we were going to have a feast. I get ready and I was just about to jump out of the door by 8:45. But everyone told me to wait because everyone was still working on cooking. Okay, I mean, sure, it's a 10-minute drive, so I gave them 5 minutes to get ready. Well, they didn't mean 5 minutes. They meant 37 minutes. And I remember the exact amount of time because I counted every second that passed past 9 a.m. Well, I wanted to keep nagging them, but I wasn't raised that way. I was better than that. So I waited, albeit annoyedly, and eventually one of my uncles felt bad and decided to break away from the meal prep and drove me to the park. Well, it was already 9:30 when we got there. But I thought, it'll be okay. Nobody will probably care. So we get there, and that was, well, nobody. I mean, one of my friends was there, but at least 30 people told me they were going, and every single one of them except him was missing. This went wrong in so many ways already. I asked my friend, and he tells me that everyone was there, but I mean, they didn't feel comfortable in a public park in their swimsuits. I mean, to be fair, I could have told them to meet me at my house. It would have been a hell of a lot easier. But I was, too stressed about the last minute change and everything and anything that was going wrong. I mean, it was bad enough that most of them just went home, and it was worse that some of them have already gone to Jamie's. They thought we were setting up there and that they'll walk into a party that's already in full swing. They told me when they got there, they brought up my name and they didn't know who the hell I was. Some of them even paying the entrance fee, thinking that they'll just need to pay it to get past the gate and my party would be there. But no, I wasn't there. It wasn't there. Nobody was. So after setting up the actual party and having jumped into the salty Pacific Ocean, I decided I would walk across the shoreline and, try to get into the resort, see if any of my friends were still there and if they wanted to join me in the beach that's across the shoreline. I found 3 of them, all of whom glanced at me with disappointed faces before telling me what their ordeal was. I did offer them to join the actual party, but they all just went home after wasting their day and their money. The news of my flop eventually spread all over the school like a virus, but whatever. It was done, and I'll never get that day back. So the following week, which was the last week of school, I was mocked, made fun of, and teased for throwing the worst party in existence. And to this day, I still get messages from my classmates, albeit I'm, about 5,000 miles away from them. They still ridicule me about it. I mean, they're now all in their final year of college, and yet they will still never forget the popularity-boosting birthday extravaganza that never was. That remains today my most embarrassing moment. Hey guys, Gerard here. I just finished recording the story time that you just watched. I'm experimenting and trying a bunch of new and different things on my channel. And if you liked this kind of format where I tell you stories from my childhood or anything embarrassing through drawing and illustration and pictures and all that stuff, just let me know, like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me to keep doing this, and I will. I'm experimenting with a whole bunch of new stuff, so stay tuned. And yeah, thank you for watching, and stay all good.